Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So you all already know when Black people say that they do not have ally, they meant it, and that is true. And why I keep bringing this video is so that we know the people that we've been showing so much love to, that they do not really care about us. And I know that our support to any group or anything is not transactional. That is something I want you all to bear in mind. But it's at the same time, it is okay for people to show love genuinely to people that support them, right? Now, she's actually Pakistani, living in UK, right? And she has been saying so many, horrifying things about Black people, and eventually came out to say that she is sorry that if you all say it as anti-Black. She is not saying that she's anti-Black, but she is saying if you all say it like she is being anti-Black, that she apologized, right? Now, it is not in my decision to say I accept your apology or Black people are accepting your apology. She did not offend me. She offended my own people, right? And whatever you people say is what happened. And at the same time, there is no longer time for kumbaya. We do not like it all the time. We want peace and we want peace. Now, peace is necessary, right? But it is when you want peace, we give you peace. But if you don't want peace, there is no need looking for a way to bring peace among us and all of that. And I am going to say this. We are really tired of you people. And if you think that how Black people have helped you people is not enough, I am going to urge you to move down to where you are from and help your own people. Let's get into this.
So I feel like I need to make a second video to clarify a phrase that I used to describe Kamala Harris because it deserves its own attention. In my video, I described Kamala Harris as a token ethnic when describing liberals pushing for her. Here's the clip. To defend the US empire, all because they want a token ethnic president who... I'm showing it because I stand by what I said, but before I explain why, I want to apologise to the African American community for the use of this because it came across as an attack on her credibility as a Black woman or a woman of colour because she's half Black, half Indian, when that wasn't the case at all. I am sorry about that. My intentions with using that word wasn't to make a dig at her race. Or to reduce her to a race, it was a dig at her position in a system that's built on white supremacy. I think it's important to highlight that words and phrases don't hold the same meaning or weight everywhere you go. Using token ethnic to refer to questionable people of colour that are in positions of power is just very casual for us to use here. As in, it's very normal for people of colour here to refer to sellouts as token ethnics. It's the same with a lot of words, I've had Americans refer to me as Paki before, and I've just never been offended by it because I know that it doesn't hold the same weight or history that it does here. Calling someone who has sold themselves out to a political system that is built on oppressing your people, by definition makes you a token ethnic. Essentially, you are the face to prove that that's not the case. This is nothing to do with her blackness. I have said this about South Asians in power, I've said this about Pakistanis in power, I've said this about Muslims in power. I use that phrase in this video where I refer to a Pakistani man who happens to be the deputy head of the Reform Party.
I know Uncle is just there because they're shoving money down his throat. And it's good to have a token ethnic there to prove that your party isn't racist. Ask Rishi or Suella.
I hold no bias in holding him accountable just because he's Pakistani. I don't care how much I might relate to you personally. I care about how I align with you politically. When I say token ethnic, that wasn't code for token Black. I literally am just talking about all people of colour in that position. As a British Pakistani, I'm very familiar with the game of having someone who's meant to represent me be a sellout. I've spoken about it in multiple videos, and I've been very clear about it on my Instagram. If you're a cop-out, you're a cop-out, and you should be acknowledged as such regardless of your skin colour or race. I mean, she is half South Asian and so am I, so does that mean I'm allowed to critique her now, or? To get somewhere, anywhere, particularly in her position, you have to sell out your morals. That's just how any system built on white supremacy works. We saw it very clearly in the UK with Jeremy Corbyn, we saw it in the US with Cori Bush, who lost out on her position because of advocating for Gaza. I don't just mean Black voters. When I say American liberals, I mean non-Black people of colour and white liberals who are complicit in this memification too. As VP, she might not have the influence or the power to stop aid being given to Israel, but she's not really said anything that makes her any different from Biden. If you want to vote Kamala, do it. I'm not here to tell you to not vote for her and to vote for Trump. I don't care about who you vote. I said it in that video that I think they're both as bad as each other, and that Trump just outrightly says that he's going to flatten Gaza, whereas Kamala will do it, but she's just hiding behind a screen, and she will do it a little less aggressively. Like I said, saying that she will be good for Gaza or will actually do something to help Gaza is disingenuous. Multiple people have tried protesting at her speeches before and she shut them down. I don't know how that's going to change once she's been elected. A ceasefire is performative at best because she doesn't support an arms embargo on Israel, and you cannot achieve a ceasefire whilst you're still selling the weapons to the perpetrators. I do think that the lesser of two evils argument is a cop-out when the evil in question is a side. And I think just mounting that pressure on her and knowing that that is a red line and that is what your vote counts on is ultimately what will sway her decision. And I think the state of your politics being the lesser of two evils every 4 years is just shambolic. She doesn't even have any policies listed on her campaign page. Supremacy and imperialism needs to be dismantled no matter what face they put on it. Black, brown, white, Asian, queer. I'm not sorry for the video that I made, and I do stand by my words, but I am sorry to the African American community that that is what that one phrase invoked when I said it. There's nothing that I can say or do that people won't twist or people won't be happy with, so I'm not going to go back on my views on Kamala Harris just because I've upset the internet, because that's just how I feel, and going back on it would be disingenuous and not a true reflection of my feelings. Me saying that I don't like Kamala Harris and she's this and that isn't me telling you to not vote or to go and vote Donald Trump. I would never ever discourage anyone from voting. Even in the UK, I have discouraged people from not voting. I've never once blamed African Americans or even liberals for being stuck with two really shitty choices. I do think that the narrative being pushed out that she will be better for the Palestinians compared to Trump when a lot of Palestinians don't feel that way is wrong. I also don't think it's fair to tell people who are having to cope and essentially feel completely helpless at watching their people get massacred at the hands of her administration to vote her, otherwise you've got Trump. Vote in your own self-interest. I don't think there's anybody that can judge you for that, even if they don't do that themselves. Just don't defend her with the she wants a ceasefire and she'll be better for Gaza. I don't think it's fair to infantilise her when she has very clearly stated that she stands with Israel.
From when I was a young girl, collecting funds to plant trees for Israel, to my time in the United States Senate and now at the White House, I have had an unwavering commitment to the existence of the State of Israel, to its security, and to the people of Israel.
She has very clearly stated that she won't impose an arms embargo, and she was also bought out for $5 million by AIPAC. It's very clear where she stands. I will not be talking about the situation anymore because I'm not only on the receiving end of the most horrific abuse, but my safety is also being threatened. I'll continue to use my platform to advocate for people's rights and for those less fortunate. I will use my time to highlight more important issues, and I will absolutely be blocking anybody who is being disrespectful or just trying to drag this out. I don't think that this video will make anything better, but it's worth a try. So I just want to say again, I'm sorry to the African American community for the use of that word and for any negative feelings that it might have invoked. I don't know if it helps you understand where I was coming from a little bit better. It's totally up to you to forgive me or not, but I am sorry and I do apologise for that. And hopefully it's made it clear that the intent of my video wasn't to police African Americans how to vote, or liberals, but more to cast the shadow of doubt on Kamala Harris and where she stands with Gaza and Israel. I'm not going to tell you what's anti-black. If that's how my words came across, then I'm sorry. I won't.
Shut up. Just shut up. There was no point or need for you to apologize. If you're going to be like, well, I'm so sorry. Enough. When people sit here and have to look up into the heavens to say a basic apology instead of look it, I don't believe anything you got to say. I don't want to hear it. You're getting all the smoke you deserve on TikTok and Twitter because you are racist. You are racist. It's not because you critiqued the vice president or the administration. You have every right to critique. You have every right to do all of that. You as a Muslim woman, you have every right to do that. But you could have did it without being racist. And that's y'all problem. Y'all don't know how to sit here and critique this woman without being anti-black. It's almost like it's ingrained in you. You got to figure that out. And then you try to pull the cheap card. Well, how can I be racist if I supported Black Lives Matter? Wow, you really pulled that card, didn't you? If you really about the activism you say you about, you don't have to prove it to nobody on the internet. You don't have to prove it to no trolls on the internet. Everyone thinks I hate the people of Palestine because I'm calling out anti-blackness. And a bunch of Palestinians on the internet are telling me to never speak up for Palestine again. Don't say free Palestine. I don't care what these internet people say. It's still free Palestine, and I'm still going to stand on business. I don't care what internet trolls got to say, and that's not going to waver me, bro. You got to sit here and try to prove yourself to people that you supported Black Lives Matter. If you really supported Black Lives Matter, then you supported Black Lives Matter. You ain't got to prove it to nobody. The fact that you felt like you had to come out and say that makes me look at you funny. It's giving performative. And this is why you're getting ate up on the internet. Not only that, you keep blocking black creators that are trying to have a conversation with you. That's giving anti-black as well, sis. You can't handle the heat. You run your mouth, and then when black creators trying to have a conversation with you, you block them like a coward. This is why you're getting ate up.
Since we're talking about anti-blackness in the Arab community, here's a suggestion of where we can start to do better. Stop referring to black people as abid, because abid means slave. And my black friends and followers, if someone says abid, you should fucking call them out on that shit because it's racist as fuck. But yeah, how about you just refer to black people as Sud, just the same way we refer to white people as Beith. Some food for thought. But yeah, anti-blackness is very much so a thing in the Arab community. I grew up in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. I have black family members and half black family members. Anti-blackness is a very, very real thing in the Arab community, and no one should deny that. Just do better.
Now I want y'all to look at this, that this lady decided to post. It says, ignoring all of Trump's felonies just like the left ignored George Floyd's. That's quite a take to put all on the internet, but okay, Natosha, whatever. Here's the thing. What does George Floyd's criminal history, of which he served his time for, have to do with him losing his life unjustly at the hands of the police? Donald Trump has 34 felony charges, of which he has served 0 time. Donald Trump is still alive and able to run for presidency again, despite his 34 felony charges, still able to run for the highest seat to represent our nation. Okay, George Floyd was making a purchase at a store, a pack of cigarettes, with a $20 bill that the store clerk thought might be counterfeit. But because of the murder of George Floyd that took place afterwards at the hand of Minneapolis police, it was never confirmed whether it was fake or not. But the clerk stated that he believed that George Floyd was unaware if the bill had been counterfeit or fake. A pack of cigarettes, a counterfeit bill, a criminal history that you served your time for, these are not justifications for unalivement. George Floyd's criminal record is irrelevant to his unalivement at the hands of Minneapolis police. A murder that we all bore witness to. Trump's criminal felony charges have everything to do with him running for the highest position of office to represent our nation. But go ahead, girl. Stand by your man. I swear the leaps and bounds some of y'all people will make to justify y'all's dumbass choices blows my mind.
No, you got us there, Natasha. Look at you being all clever out here, triggering all the lip-tards. Not exactly a glowing endorsement of the Illinois school system, are you, Natasha? You know, I was going to come on here and talk about false equivalencies and the fact that George Floyd is dead and not currently running for office. But at this point, you probably heard it 1,000 times and still don't understand it, so I'm not going to bother. So instead, I thought I'd go at it at a different angle. There is one glaring omission I feel I should point out that I think is paramount to the argument you were attempting to make, and that is George Floyd actually did time for his felonies. It's almost as if you're saying you feel that black men should do time for their felonies, but if it happens to be a rich white guy that you like and he's running for office, his felonies don't matter. If that's not the most American thing I've ever heard, I don't know what is. Not just black men you feel that way about. You can be a woman and not even commit a crime, and you guys are all going, lock her up, lock her up. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industry saying you Trumploidites don't care about the crime, just who commits it. Thanks for watching, and as always, crunchy white, pimp forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call a false equivalency, right? Number one, George Floyd is dead. He's no longer living. He can't talk, defend himself, breathe. He's no longer here. He is deceased, right? Number two, he never, nor can he run for the presidency of the United States of America. That's number two. Number three, he did his time for the crimes he committed. Now let's talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump has 34 felony. What are we talking about here? That's number one. Number two, he was the president of the United States of America for 4 freaking years, and he's about to rerun right now. What? And number three, he is still alive, luckily. But you know what's one thing about the two that are vastly different? At least one who is deceased will always be remembered as a symbol of police brutality. He will always be a symbol of the pain that black people go through unjustly in this country. He'll be remembered for hundreds of years for someone who didn't deserve the things he got when he passed away, those 9 minutes and some odd seconds when he begged for his mother. The other guy is going to be remembered for one of the worst POSs in the entire world. He is going to be remembered as someone who literally sat here and pushed people or enticed people to storm the Capitol building. He's going to be remembered as a man who sat here and wished for the death penalty on 5 black teenage boys. He's going to be remembered as a demon. That's what he's going to be remembered as. You did not eat like you thought you ate in this video, beloved. I promise you.
I want Kamala Harris to go to bed every single night petrified. I want her to be shaking in her boots every single night she goes to bed. I want her to be experiencing maximum anguish, maximum discomfort. I want her to be so fearful that she potentially might not be elected into office. But that won't happen because you spineless losers are worshiping the ground that she's walking on, kissing her feet, and telling her she can do no wrong. Telling her you can kill as many Palestinians as you want. We don't give a fuck. So she's resting easy. She's peaceful. That's why she's laughing so fucking much. She's not scared. Here's the thing. Your ratification of Kamala Harris, your memification of her, your obsession, your idolization, weird auntie thing with her and daddy thing with Tim, that shit is why she threw that tantrum yesterday. She felt empowered to do that because y'all gave her carte fucking blanche. And of course, you loved what she did. You said, oh my god, queen. Oh my god, that's so fucking girl boss of you. Oh my god, you show them, girl. You go, girl. That's so fucking brat. That's so fucking cool. Did y'all see the way she, like, tilts her head and raises her eyebrow? You support genocide. You support genocide. Genocide does not upset you. You do not have a fucking soul. And neither does Kamala Harris. One thing Kamala Harris does care about is her own self. It's her election. She has one goal, and it's to get into office. You told her in no uncertain terms that she doesn't have to work for it. So she took you at your word. She's not working for it. She's letting her frustration get the best of her. And she's speaking her goddamn mind. And you know what? That is kind of fucking girl boss, isn't it? That is kind of fucking brat. Slay, queen. Slay those kids in Gaza. Slay. I want Kamala Harris to go to bed every single night petrified. I want her to be shaking in her boots every single night she goes to bed. I want her to be experiencing maximum anguish, maximum discomfort. I want her to be so fearful that she potentially might not be elected into office. But
Now, I watched your video, and I'm going to say 2 things, right? One, I read through your comment section as well. That comment section is wild. Telling her to go back to her country, I mean, I don't like that. That's xenophobic as hell. My people, we got to do better. That's wild. We shouldn't be telling this person to go back to their country. That's crazy. And number 2, I know what you tried to say in your video. You You wasn't telling this woman that she needs to be scared for her life and this, that, and the third. You told her that she needs to be afraid about possibly not being elected because you feel she is complicit in genocide. I hear you. I see you. So this ain't gonna be one of them videos where I'm attacking you and this, that, and the third. This video is about how you could have went about it differently. And this is not so much against you. This is more so to every non-black person that is a pro-Palestinian supporter, right? If you do not want to be labeled anti-black, if you don't want to make it seem like you know you're attacking black people or gaslighting black people, find a different way with your approach. And again, people might take that as tone policing. I'm not tone policing you. You do what you want to do. I'm just giving you advice. If y'all don't want people to think y'all coming off anti-black, then don't come off anti-black. It is not hard to do so. The G side is absolutely 1000% important. Absolutely. But we got to stop sitting here minimizing xenophobia and anti-blackness as a whole. It's weird. If you don't want people to think you're anti-black, stop coming off anti-black. I don't understand why it's so hard to do that. Now you got to sit here and explain yourself about what you meant. You had people tagging the FBI on you and this, that, and the third. Oh, this is all right. This is, at this point, it's even starting to tire me. I love calling out and clipping anti-blackness and this, that, and the third. But even this is starting to exhaust me a little bit. If y'all don't want people to think you anti-black, don't come off anti-black. It's not that you can criticize Kamala without coming off anti-black. I just don't understand why non-black pro-Palestinian supporters just can't do that. It's not hard. I can see through your heart. You're not a racist to me. You don't come off as anti-black to me. But baby, that don't mean everybody else won't. Y'all gotta figure this out, bro. Y'all gotta figure this out, bro. For real, for real.
It's crazy how many people I've seen on here be like, oh wait, we gotta save America first. I gotta put me first. Gotta put my own oxygen mask on first. Baby, that oxygen mask has no oxygen in it. They just keep telling you that it does. Like, what doesn't click? It's crazy how many people I've seen on here be like, oh wait, we gotta save America first. I gotta put me first. Gotta put my own oxygen mask on first. Baby, that oxygen mask has no oxygen in it. They just keep telling you that it does. Like,
Black women, you owe the world nothing. Black women, you owe the world nothing. You have given the world everything you had. When Roe v. Wade got pulled out from everybody's rug, all the women's rugs, white women came to y'all and asked for y'all help, and what y'all do? You helped. Civil rights movement, Black Panther Party. Y'all were always there. Black Lives Matter. Y'all were the ones who started it, and y'all always were the ones who finished it. You guys can rest now. You do what you gotta do to put yourselves first, to make yourselves comfortable, to protect your children, your husbands, your wives, your they, thems, whatever you into. You guys owe the world nothing. You guys birthed society. You owe us nothing. Point blank, period.
Like, what I don't understand, especially on TikTok this week, is I've seen like tens of thousands of black girls go online and say things, and it's like, if you were to simply replace white girl with any other race, everyone would be canceling these girls, and it would be extremely racist, which, by the way, it is. You're being racist towards white girls, but they'll literally be like, oh God, all these white influencers, they're gross Botox and filler, they're disgusting, they're mediocre, they don't deserve anything they have, like, we're all better than them, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, and by the way, no one says anything to them. Everyone's just like, yes, queen, like, agreed. But it's so crazy. I'm like, imagine a white girl went on the internet and said that about black influencers. She would have everything taken away from her. And
literally probably what I go through with, you know, blank threats, but it's just kind of crazy, the double standard. You know what's interesting to me is deep down, I think everybody's a little racist. I think everyone has racist thoughts. I think they say racist things. I think obviously there's some that are way more racist than others, but in general, it's kind of a normal thing. I mean, I've worked in kitchens with Mexican guys. I've been in nail salons with Asian ladies where I've heard them say crazy things. I've seen, obviously, a lot of hatred and very racist things and hate crimes towards white people. And I've seen racism against black people, of course. But the interesting thing is the only people I see being called racist and canceled and burned at the stake constantly is white people. I can't think of one scenario where I've seen someone of any other race be scrutinized and held to this standard. And I'm like, but it's not just white people that are racist, but why do we take all the blame? Mediocre, they don't deserve anything they have, like we're all better.
Emily, girl. It truly baffles me how little white women actually know about racism. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Y'all want to be oppressed so bad, and that shit kills me. Racism is not fun. Like, why do y'all want to be oppressed so bad? Y'all are so fucking delusional. Emily, I'm gonna hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. You saying that you have experienced racism does not make it true. Right? Just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. J-Lo has been saying for years that she can sing, and we all know that she's a fucking liar. Racism. Actual real racism is the systematic oppression of minorities. It is built into our society. It keeps minorities out of certain homes, out of certain jobs. It keeps the majority in power. Someone getting online to say that your Botox is trash, or that you're mediocre, or that your lip filler is migrating, or that your roots are showing, or anything of the sort, that is not racism. And the fact that you think it is fucking comical. Now, maybe those comments hurt your feelings and you're entitled to feel how you feel, but hurt feelings has not, does not, and will never equal actual racism. Put down the phone and pick up a book. The ignorance is so loud and honestly a little embarrassing.
So this is all I got from
Hope
this
this out.
video.
Peace and love.
And
Talk to you later.
Speaking, I am tired of these people. I am not gonna lie to you. She can't be a racist if I supported Black Lives Matters, you know? Who cares if you supported Black Lives Matters? So she's even Pakistani, right? I see you. The truth is that you cannot call somebody a token. And you said because where you are from or where you are, it's being used without anybody judging or anything and all that. And it's nothing. So you are at the same time doubling down, tripling down, and also trying to tell us you are sorry. And it is left for you, Black people to forgive. I'm sure that nobody even cares if you apologize and if you do not apologize. But you all are overdoing it, and you all can take several seats. Now, I love the fact that all this happened, and I am bringing this video so we understand that the people were supported. When I say the people were supported, because I was also part of the people that supported them so badly. Like, at some point, if you see my channel, you definitely will see how I was into it, right? I gave it my all. So at the same time, I am pained that the people that I took my time to like talk about, do so many things. People were also creating GoFundMe, doing so many donations and all that. Why ignoring their own people just to make sure that you all are okay? Now, looking at your handle or your TikTok, I really did not see you doing so many activism and all that, or trying to help your own people, right? And if things are so bad that you people really like, because I don't understand how you are in the UK, like people will call it. You are in the UK. And you are not calling out Black people in the UK, or you are not calling your own people in the UK, right, to fight for you. You are calling Black people in US. And at the same time, denigrating them, right? And you think you are on top of the world. One thing I love about Black people is that they will definitely humble you. And that is exactly what you got so far. Whatever you have, like, the messages and all that you've gotten so far, because some of your comments and all that, you absolutely deserve that, because you don't, this is what we call F around and find out. You all are so full of yourselves that you do not even, there is nothing like elder anymore in your old dictionary. You have the guts to come out and call Sister Tabitha. You open your mouth to call her like whatever you like, disrespected her and so many other Black people. You think that it's cool. So she apologized, but I don't care. It's none of my business, because she did not even offend me. She offended my people. And when my people are offended, I am at the same time offended. So I cannot say that I forget, because the people she offended have not even acknowledged it. Not until they accept. I can accept, but it's none of my business. She did not even apologize to me, because I don't care about her, right? But enough of all this kumbaya. We are no longer, everybody cannot be in our space anymore. And it's not a must to also accept apology. It's as simple as that. But what I am going to say is that, you see all those videos that I compile together, I compile them together so you all can see the things going on and how these people think about you. There is no how you are going to talk about, see, it's okay to critique people. I do not have problem if you critique people. But when you are doing that and at the same time belittling people, that is where I have problem, or you are insulting them. I do not have problem. She's critiquing, what's her name, Kamala Harris or any other person. By the time you, at the same time, join Black people or Black women or Black men into it and make them look like they are the cause of your problem, that is where I have problem with you. You do not insult my own people or disrespect my own people and think that I am going to keep quiet. I am not going to keep quiet. I will come out and I will say it the way it is, and people will absolutely find you. Right? So you all better be like, better know what you are doing. And enough of all this bullshit, because we've had enough of you all these few days. I mean, it's been from one area, Pakistani, Arab, Palestinians, Moroccans. Ooh. You people are not scared. Enough already. Go sort yourselves out and leave Black people out of your business. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.